Blasphemy.
Freebird. Coming to you not quite live from Pineda Studios, a Bad Records production. I'm Sascha Saintevic. With me is Briano. We're sitting in the heart of Hurricane Harvey or Tropical Storm Harvey, although I heard it might be going back to a hurricane briefly.
Oh, yeah?
Here in the beautifully flooded, well, potentially flooded, not flooded yet, Austin, Texas. How are you doing?
All right. I'm doing better than my dog.
Good. Who's shaking? Our little mascot over there, trembling in fear. He can pick up more than we can about the storm. He knows things we don't know about it.
Oh, yeah.
He knows the devastation coming our way. So we're going to be talking about song themes today on this topic. Pretty much like what are the most popular song themes. I think pretty much everybody already can figure out what is the one most popular song theme every song goes to that's guaranteed to succeed. Love. Before I do that, I gotta retell something that happened to me. So now I'm again in a position where I have to drive in the mornings to commute to my place of work. So again, what I like to torture myself because I'm a masochist. What I do is I turn on the thing that I always rail against the morning show DJs. I'll just turn on the radio and try just sort of to drown out the noise around me. And apparently Taylor Swift's song "Look What You Made Me Do" is the title. Dropped this past week, and they were like amping it up so much. They were like, "Oh, this song is, oh my god! You listen to it, you're gonna be transformed. It's gonna be like the greatest thing ever." It is, and they played it finally. It is the shittiest 3 minutes I ever heard in a long time. And I've seen it, and I let it play. And do not say, "Well, you're an alternative guy, so it's pop. You're gonna hate it." Because if you listen to the show, I have given credit to pop singers all the time when I see talent. Okay, I always say Justin Timberlake, not my kind of music, talented motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like I don't take it away from him. This song that dropped that they made, it's not so much. Look, she's gonna produce what she's gonna produce. It's a overdone song. I can't for the life of me imagine. I couldn't hear a single instrument in this song.
Yeah.
I don't think you heard it, so yeah, I know you
haven't.
know my comment. But I'm saying like just like the quality of it, it is clearly an overproduced shitty song. But it's what baffled me was the way these DJs who I imagine you're on a music station, you should have some level of knowledge. But I know we had like a whole talk about this one of the earliest episodes about how usually the people who would pick to be DJs don't know squat about music. But anyway, so they're amping this thing up, and you can tell they have to amp it up.
Yeah.
They have to like, this song is great. This thing, they're like, oh my God. They're like, oh my God, it's the most amazing thing ever. This is like the kind of song I can use over and over again. Like, first of all, please don't play it over and over again. Second of all, there's no way if I was speaking to any of these people as a regular person with the microphone removed, that they would tell me, look me in my eyes and tell me that this is the most groundbreaking, amazing song ever.
Yeah.
The thing is, I read some of the reviews for the songs, and the magazines, whether it's the Rolling Stones, Entertainment Weekly, whatever it is, they're all praising it too. This is like the perfect example of somebody somewhere, it's a producer label somewhere gave people memo points on what to say to promote this song. It is not a single person who has commented on this. Professional person, real life people are probably like, wow, this is at best the most boring, bland thing ever. But in all honesty, there's nothing groundbreaking about this. Although they made it seem like it's the freaking moon landing, as this song was gonna drop, like it's something in our generation, some amazing thing that's coming out.
Yeah.
Like, oh, she dropped a single. It was mind-shattering and amazing. First of all, it was gimmicky and it was annoying and it was shitty. I just had to get that out off my chest. Like it's been boiling in me for like for the last few days. I just freaking thought it was the dumbest thing I've heard in a long time. Now, with that apart, it's probably gonna come up playing to the theme that we're having. Music. Yeah. There's every once in a while they compile like the top 10, top 20, and the most like greatest themes that they put in music, like the songs oriented around. It's always like loss, rejection, longing, was it like forgiveness? Like it centers around some aspect of what you would call love. A lot of time, at least like 70 to 80% is like romantic love, but it can also be like love for some ideal love for your country, which is usually like country songs.
Just stalking.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Sting,
yes.
played the number one song at weddings in the 90s.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so but it's like, I was wondering, why do you think that the reason why those are the top? So obviously it's because people want to listen to it. That's why it sells. It's because it's an easy thing to go to. It's relatable to everybody. Everybody has, if not at least had a love, everybody's at least had somebody that they've longed for.
Yeah.
Someone, like in some sense or another. Do you think that it's just a very relatable, humane theme to touch on? Or do you think, part of me is like, yeah, I mean, it's an aspect that needs to be told, and sometimes the music does a really good job for us to identify emotions that we wouldn't know how to express otherwise.
Yeah.
But in a way, I kind of feel like it's a bit gimmicky.
Well, the thing is,
it's
easy to write about because it's all around.
Mm-hmm.
No matter what. If any style, any genre, any whatever, it's always around. It's what's on most people's minds. As much as they don't want to admit it, they're always looking for love in a sense. I mean, you can name tons and tons of songs or lyrics that are just dealing with it. Like you said, it's pretty much everywhere. But I think it's the most relatable thing to deal with or write a song on, because everyone is looking for it, and everyone pretty much wants it no matter what. You know what I mean? It could be the raunchy stuff like a lot of rap songs. It could be the more romantic, like, I don't know, Michael Bolton. Tell me, how am I supposed to live without you? That's it. There you go. It could be what's his face? I can't even think of his name now.
All of R&B.
No, yeah, most of R&B, or if not all of R&B. Yeah, most Boyz II Men songs.
I don't know.
All them,
I would be hard pressed to find a single R&B song that does not deal.
Yeah, Lionel Richie.
Love.
There you go. That's the one I was trying to think of. The Lionel Richie, all his stuff. Whatever. Like I don't even know. But yeah. So yeah, love is easy to.
Is it
it's
me
easy.
You're looking for?
Yeah, there you go. But it's easy to write about. I mean, just because it's everywhere, and it's just so simple. I mean, it's hard to write a song that's going to catch people's emotions about, like, depression or death or I don't know, 99 red balloons.
Which is an anti-war song. Although a lot of the time, if you're listening to it in a German version, you don't speak German. I mean, what the hell do you even know what the hell she's singing?
Yeah.
She's talking about these left balloons.
Yeah, she's talking about red balloons flying in the air.
Well,
it means love.
The thing is,
like, no, it doesn't.
You're not wrong. If you think she does say that in a song.
Yeah.
But it's and that's the thing. Like, that's why part of me, I don't really want to, like, be too harsh about it, like, because again, it's an easy thing to write about. It sort of writes itself. Yeah, it's like romance novels.
But I mean,
everybody thinks they're not the best written thing, but the reason they're so popular is because it's appealing to a lot of people. Like, it strikes a certain chord that people enjoy being struck.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the thing is, like I said, the main topic is written about love, but it's not just like a love song. It's not like longing for somebody or
falling in love, being cheated on.
It's not all just about that. I mean, you get the raunchy stuff.
Well, that's what I said.
Like a lot of rap songs or hip hop songs or whatever. Like the whole thing. I can't think of the song title right now, but I have the whole
turn around.
No, I have the doing it again. That thing. I can't remember. Like I said, I can't remember the title, the artist, or anything at the moment. But I mean, that's all it is. It's just getting down and dirty, getting grinding.
Well, dance songs are usually about it,
or a lot of Prince songs.
Yeah,
they were raunchy as hell.
Well, the thing is, I don't know if I would characterize a lot of those about like the sensual songs. Yeah. I don't know if I would characterize those what I would put under love.
Yeah,
like,
but I mean, that's
like sex is also a popular.
Yeah,
theme
but I mean,
song.
that's the thing is, I mean, you can kind of push it into it.
Love,
but I mean,
encompasses all.
Yeah,
those
but
things.
I mean, for the most part, it's not every song, but there's a ton of freaking songs that you can stick into that category. Whole dealing with it, whatever. Most of Taylor Swift songs are crap, but they're usually written about
Her
some
shitting on her
ex-boyfriend or whatever it is, some love she used to have.
You think at this point people would like wise up and just stay away from her?
Yeah. I don't know. It's a headline that you're going to be able to
write about you at some point.
But
it's what keeps her career going.
The thing is, it gets you, if you're nobody, it gets you a headline, gets you your 15 minutes of fame. If you're somebody and you're falling out of fame, just get with Taylor Swift and you'll be back in.
Do you remember any of the guys she dated? Can you name any of them?
Taylor Lautner.
Only because they have the same name.
Or the other Taylor that she dated.
The thing is though, you'll remember, that's the song she wrote about her ex. You don't remember who the hell that ex is. Yeah. I don't know any of them. I probably wouldn't know them even if you point them out to me.
Yeah. But I mean, that's the thing is, it's I don't know. We're not here to dish on
Tay-Tay.
On Tay-Tay. We're here to crap on Metallica and Trump. Come on, man. We need a. Yeah. Well, because they both suck, but whatever.
It's gonna work its way in one way or another. Don't worry about that.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like a lot of rock songs.
Yeah.
Like they like to pride themselves that they go into like harder things.
Yeah.
Than that. Although a lot of them also, it's about love, but it's like one of the darker aspects of love.
Yeah.
It's not so much about like they're not anti-love songs. Or even if they are anti-love songs, they're in a sense that they're reacting to common themes.
But I mean, that's the thing is you can to people who are like metalheads and stuff, they'll be like, oh well, no metal band is sang about love and you're really not 80s. I'm not talking about 80s because that's all that was freaking getting some, doing drugs and love. I'm not talking about those. Those guys aren't metalheads. Those guys are not metalheads. I'm talking about actual metalheads, the ones who like, listen to music that you can't even understand, that people complain. It's like, well, why do you even listen to it? You can't understand it. All you hear is rah, 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 rah. I was like, yeah, because they're not saying anything. As much as they want to say they are, they're not. Now, yes, a lot of those metalheads.
You got to play true. You got to play it backwards.
They would be true because they don't really have anything they're writing about. They're just putting noise to more noise. But then you have those metal things that are singing, like, metal groups and stuff, whatever, that have wrote songs that are somewhat love oriented, but you wouldn't expect it. I'm sure Rammstein wrote like a couple of them.
A lot of Rammstein lyrics deal with that. I'm somewhat on a bit of a more odd
man, gegen man.
Yeah, like a lot of songs deal with like there's songs that are clearly like about like incestuous BDSM and stuff like that. They one, but there's other songs where it's like what demonic thing that they're saying. And they're singing about the sun, they're singing about flowers, they're singing about a guy on the piano. It's like it sounds like it's something demonic, but it's it's just like random shit.
But I mean, there's bands that you wouldn't expect that actually some of their songs are, they're written not in the sense for love, like wanting something or longing, or whatever, but it's dealing with it, and it
deals with the topic. That's why when I say all the lists, they don't mention. Few of them will just put like love there or just romance. A lot of them, like I said, they'll deal with like loss or like like gaining like a new thing, like gaining a partner in life, finding somebody, losing somebody, being rejected, meeting up again with somebody. Like it's like it all falls under the love.
Going down on somebody, whatever.
Yeah. Foo Fighters. Like it all falls on that category. And like I said, like you can extend it. It doesn't have to be towards a person. It can be towards something. Like a lot of, like I said, like country songs deal with like patriotism.
Yeah,
or
patriotism.
Or loving the land, or loving the home that you're in. Even if it's not just like for the country, or loving the state that you're in. The state of existence. Not
or killing your ex loved one.
Yeah. Like
Dixie Chicks.
Yeah, Carrie Underwood messing up her cheating boyfriend's car.
Yeah.
And then first of all, if your name is Carrie, do not freaking write your name on anything, because that's like a horror movie waiting to happen. Like that's just an aside. But I mean, like it's like we always say, like it's just about relatability. I think for the most part, a lot of people are like, I remember being in that situation, or I can imagine myself being in a situation. I can imagine myself, like, falling in love, and like when you have like your first crush and you feel the butterflies in your stomach, or being crushed by them. And watching those butterflies die.
Yeah. And that's when you throw on the Sting and just sit there and listen to it.
No, that's what. Did you say Sting? No, that's why you throw on Stained and you feel bad about yourself.
No. You go to Sting and then Stained.
Yeah, you hit you play your card.
You have to sit there and just, I'll be watching you.
I had a teacher.
I'll be watching you. No. And then it moves on to the whatever it is. I can't think of it right now. What the hell is it called?
Which one?
The bigger soft one.
That's your dog.
I want to go mud shovel, but that's not it. It's in my head. That's the problem.
You think on it. Unfortunately, I'm not psychic. And
no. It's the big acoustic one that everyone was whatever.
Everyone shits on, or everyone likes.
Well, they crap on Stain no matter what. So,
well, my high school teacher, he's like, he defined Stain, the band Stain. He's like, my girlfriend left me. I'm gonna be sad and play my acoustic guitar in the corner.
Yeah,
for a while.
Yeah.
Hey, all of pretty much you, but I don't know. When I do want to, so it's like I want to give it the credit that is due. Like it's popular for a reason. It's popular because I wouldn't say like it's cheap. In a way, it's real because it's something people go through. It's a big part of people's lives. Yeah, most people's lives. And if it's some part of your life, the longing for it, and like it still is a theme on there. Like the majority of people, they want to have that human connection, even if it's not a romantic one, even if it's just just companionship as far as friendship or having a group to identify with or something like that. Yeah. Does the fact though, the overabundance of that, and the way people sort of flock to that, does that make it harder though for musicians who try to have more serious themes, like a band like Rage Against the Machine? Their songs are only falling there. Theirs is like more political base. It's not about like even, it's idealized in a sense because they have like a very leftist message they want to, and it's not about like loving their politics even. It's about like yo man, the system's corrupt and messed up, and like we gotta rage against it. Like I can't put that in any way under the love category, even like under writ large love, like
I mean, there are
like. Do you think that it's a disadvantage for musicians like that?
Well, there are certain categories or bands that have, I guess, gotten away or have a way to stay from love songs, but it, like I said, everything can kind of be broken down into it. Mm-hmm. They're showing a love for the hatred of politics,
a certain type of politics.
Yeah, a certain type of politics. I can't really say they're showing a love for the for the United States or anything, because it's not really that either.
Yeah, no, they're very much against the state.
Yeah, they don't like the system. They don't like how politics and politicians and all that are. And I mean, come on, they back a lot of U.S. ideals.
Yeah,
so
they're openly communists.
Yeah, so it's. I mean, it is. Hard to say. It's like, oh well, no, they're writing about love, and it's like, not really.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, you can take any word and define it to a point where it doesn't make any sense any longer, and then because you can say like, well, love is really just the ground of all being that we dwell on. Therefore, you talking about you're gonna eat a donut this morning, that's really you talking about love. Like, I mean, like you can. That's why you stretch a word to its absurd meaning. It's sort of like how people say like. I mean, I don't want to dwell too much off topic, but it's like when people say like, well, I believe in a God, but my definition of God isn't the traditional God. My definition of God is like this very vague, ambiguous thing where I just identified with like reality that exists. And now that's how I'm going to say that God exists, and you can't. Like, to deny that, you deny reality. And that's why I'm like, look, you've taken a word which 99.9% of people agree on. It's a supernatural deity, being, consciousness, and you've put a definition on it that nobody other than you would ever use for it, and then you try to stretch it to the point where we're the ignorant ones because we're using the definition that the majority of people would use. Okay, so, new agey hipster, fuck you on that topic. Like, I just had to throw that out there. Okay, I'm not going along with you because listen, if you define God as nature, I have a word for nature. It's called nature. If you define God as just a universe, just a physical universe, I have a word for that. It's called the universe. I don't need to put in a word that's just going to confuse everybody and then get mad at people and say how they're not as sophisticated as I am. But I'm using it. Again, just had to shit on that.
Yeah. It's because you don't have love for Mother Gaia, man.
Mother Gaia, it's all around us. You gotta love Mother Gaia. She loves you.
You gotta wear your crystals, get your chakras in order, man.
You can't hug a child with nuclear weapons, bro.
Talking about the love, that's the biggest love there. The damn 60s hippies,
oh man,
who turned into corporate assholes.
They were the greedy yuppies of the 80s who crashed the economy in the 2000s. It's like the most useless fucking generation on the planet. Fuck the Generation X's who keep shitting on us millennials. Like, it's like you guys suck. Okay, stop with your damn pretentious bullshit and fuck you. For those of you who fall into the category, not everybody does. A lot of you are really great. Blah blah blah. Disclaimer.
Yeah.
Like it's hard to talk because there's always some asshole's like, well, I don't fall into that.
Like,
sure. Then I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking to you.
Here's the best way to know if you fall into that category. If you get upset by the comment, you're probably in that category.
Yeah,
if you don't care about it, you're not in that category.
It's like when
simple as that.
Yeah, it's like if you pick any group that I just have to fall into, when people are like, if someone, I don't know, a lot of people get pissed off, and someone's like, well, a lot of white people are racist. Well, it's like there are white people who are racist, and like,
and the first reaction you usually get, no, I'm not.
I got a black friend. No, but it's like the thing is like, okay, are you talking? Unless you're saying I, Sascha, am racist, then I'll challenge you. But if you just say there are white people who are racist, yeah, they are. There's a bunch of people who are racist.
Yeah.
All colors.
They don't have to be white.
Yeah, they don't have to be. But it's like, I'm just saying, like, but just saying white people are racist doesn't hurt me. Like, there are some white people who are. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Like, it means nothing to me. I'm just saying, like, if somebody says something about a group.
Just like all white people own slaves?
Yeah. If you make that statement, you're just ignorant of history.
Yeah.
Slaves cost money, man.
Yeah.
most people of any color in history have been dirt poor.
Yeah, and not just white people own slaves.
Listen, I'm not going to have you besmirch the great tradition of the Cherokee tribe. Okay? I'm a quarter
They were
Cherokee.
all races who owned slaves.
Like
some white people were slaves, man.
Excuse me. Like every single white person in America, I'm a quarter Cherokee.
Yeah. I think you're more like an eighth Viking.
I don't know if they were around the 1/8 generation away. Okay, but dragging us back away from our usual rant, although we didn't shit on Metallica. Yeah, that's something to look forward to, like always.
Yeah.
When it comes to like writing a song, it seems like, you know how to say, like, the reason why it's so easy to go into this realm, like pretty much every single pop song falls into this. And the reason why it gets such a cliche, the topic, romance, love, breaking up, falling in love, get such thing is because all these genres that are usually seen as being more, just mass-produced crap that you just spit out, like, Taylor Swift's latest song. It's like it just comes across as insincere because, even though the topic itself is authentic, the topic itself is something that that's going to be discussed just because it's something that everybody relates to. But it's done in such a way where it's oversaturated and everybody is just kind of like, it's so easy to do. It's like, what am I going to do? It's going to top the charts. I'm going to do a breakup song.
Yeah,
because everybody's broken up at some point.
That's the thing is, to write a love song, you can literally get a dartboard, put theme of love around it, and just throw a bunch of darts at it, and then come up with the song. You pretty much got it going there. Because, I mean, those are the easiest things to write, I'm sure, because you have your topic and you write that topic. That's really all it is. It was like you can sing about love on anything,
Yeah, that's why it doesn't really matter.
If you use it just enough vague words in there, everyone can use it for their own purpose. You know, just like Sting's "I'll Be Watching You," which, if you actually read all the lyrics and do everything, it is it details what the hell it is. It's a stalker song. But everyone took it as, no, means he's going to be watching her forever, no matter what.
It means we'll always keep an eye on each other. Yeah, and we'll always love each other. That's what people always say.
Yeah, and it's like, no, it's about a guy standing in the bushes watching.
Can't you see? You belong to me.
Yeah.
But again, some people it's like, oh, that's romantic. In some context, you can take all their songs and make it in that context.
So love is an easy thing to write. You can make anything songs wise.
If the love isn't returned, the serenading somebody with how much you love them becomes creepy.
Yeah,
but that's just by definition. So that's what context.
But that's the thing is, love songs are easy to write because you can make it as vague as you want in a sense, and people are going to accept it in their own little way. They're going to make it work for their situation, just like any song. You know, pretty much it can be about any damn thing. But if someone's creative enough, or like desperate enough, they can make it work for their situation. I mean, you know, it's just the way things go. That's human nature in the brain, I guess. You know. Because it doesn't matter what the topic is. You're going to hear what you want to hear, and that's just what's going to happen.
It's the same thing. Like if
just like they, like Columbine happened and stuff. They blame Manson, and
even though the kids didn't like Manson, they made fun of Manson.
Yeah,
and like the band. I mean, they weren't fans of it, but because the groups that had an agenda, the religious right at that point in the 90s, they didn't like Manson, so they just kind of picked on it, like this is the source of our trouble. It's not the fact that they managed to find places to make explosives. They managed to get guns. They managed, there was a culture within the school that clearly fueled the flames. That made it possible for them to feel alien enough that they created both a superiority and inferiority complex. They created a superiority complex within an inferiority complex in these kids, and the fact that no supervising adult, which is supposed to be the ones who notice these things, noticed squad, or was something that stretched months, if not, years of development.
Yeah, but I mean that's a whole.
But that's too complicated.
Yeah, but
to think about. Like it's easy to say this is it.
Yeah, but that's a whole different. Conversation and topic in a sense. I think we can move that into a music. What music can bring up and what music gets blamed for and things like that.
We'll definitely get into that at some point.
But, I mean, that's the thing is, they blame Manson for that when he has absolutely nothing to do with it.
Even if they were fans of him, I still say he has nothing to do with it.
He has nothing to do with it. I mean, just like there are tons of songs like Adam's Song, which is an anti-suicide song, apparently, according to what they've been told. But a lot of people have used it as their way of trying to commit suicide or whatever.
In a way, though, the song is really ambiguous, though, as far as where it falls on the topic of suicide. And I know we had a whole thing of suicide. I'm surprised we didn't bring up the Adam song in there.
Yeah.
Like, of course, the band is going to come on and say, the song is not a suicide song. Yeah. Please don't kill yourself. Like, that's just the human. And say, like, it explores the topic, but it doesn't fall one way. The lyrics itself. Yeah. I can totally see how a depressed 15, 16-year-old can hear that song and be like, this is telling me, this message. Like as opposed to whatever positive message maybe Blink-182 wanted to.
Yeah.
So
which like I said, it comes into the vagueness.
It's vague, and that's a lot of times when we talk about topics, be it love or anything else. Like as the more ambiguous you can make it for listener, the more they can inject their own emotions into it.
Yeah,
and it comes back to emotions. Like people, why did people in Columbine? Why did they have this reaction to mass music? Because it made them uncomfortable in some sense.
Yeah.
It was easy to blame that. Same thing like when you listen to a love song, it's easy to project yourself into the lyrics and be like, oh, this says what I'm really feeling.
Yeah,
it expresses these words that I can't really formulate, these emotions that are in me. So that's why it's such an easy hook to fall into. Yeah. Whereas songs that go into more complicated things, they're harder to define both what it is that they're talking about, but even if you know exactly what the what the message is, but it's harder to interject yourself into them. Yeah. Like it's harder to but a lot of those songs though, they do go more complicated. Right? Like we can put like David Bowie on that, Ziggy Stardust.
Oh yeah.
I mean, there's some complicated, really like deep, nuanced messages in there.
Yeah.
And you can construct you can stretch the definition of either love or loss or whatever. And put it in there. But I'm talking about like in a much stricter, more direct way. It's out of this world, not to be no pun intended, but it's considered a classic in that sense. It was precisely for that, and I think it's because it stands out. If it was just because it can explore those themes in just the basic, like love lost, and like gain a lover, lose a lover, it's like a game of chess. But because it went down this realm, that's much more unique. It stood out in people's imagination, and also because it's well done.
Yeah,
like, that's
but
the message.
Here's something as you're talking about that it popped in my head. A group that I think was really good at singing, songwriting and all that stuff and lyric wise, and they covered songs of ballads, love songs, and non-love songs, stuff like that. Queen, they were brilliant at doing ballads that not necessarily are about love. I mean, Bohemian Rhapsody that's a freaking ballad. That's out there.
And the shift it goes from within sounds that it's amazing.
Yeah. And so I mean, but that's the thing is Freddie Mercury and Queen and the rest of them. I mean, they're brilliant, lyricists and writers and whatever, musicians in a sense, because they did so many different styles and in just their time that they had. Together before Freddie did. And I mean, he did the ballads, I love ballads. He did the rock stuff. He did, just kind of nonsense, like riding a bicycle. Mm-hmm. It's like, that's a love song for bicycles in a sense,
Yeah, but again,
bicycle, I want to ride my bicycle. I was like, seriously? You're just singing about bicycles.
Well, he's not even saying he loves it. He just says he wants to do it.
Yeah, no. But that's the thing. It's like, it's a random thing. That they not really dealing with love, but if you really want to think about it, it's like break it down, you can, Mm-hmm. But yeah, I don't know. It just kind of popped in my head.
No, I mean I think a good example again, but it's because they don't, even if they're talking about the same or similar themes, they do it in a way that's different than the standard. And I think for a lot of people, you sort of notice it's like all those rom-com movies that come out; they're all pretty much interchangeable. So that one comes out that's a little bit different. It has like a little bit of different take. You're like, oh, that's brilliant. It's the same thing like with music. Every year you'll get like at least well over 50% of the songs that get airplay are going to be deal with something about somebody's relationship. Some kind of romantic, and I don't mean that like love broadly. Strictly somebody loves somebody. And it's either we love each other. I love somebody and they love me back. I love somebody, they don't love me. I loved somebody, they hurt me. I love somebody, I'm trying to forgive them. I love somebody, and it's very specific. Citation: see any Adele song. Like it's all sort of falls.
Leave Adele alone, man.
Yeah, she's a national treasure.
No, she can sing really when she really wants to.
No, she can, and that's the thing. Like she's talented. Like again, another one for people who say like I don't give credit to artists that don't fall into the genres. She's talented. I don't take away. I think her songs are predictable.
Oh no,
for a lot of times, I know what's going to happen in them.
Here, just like Amy Winehouse.
Yes,
I thought she was talented, but it's sad that she was such freaking.
She was vocally, broken. She was very talented.
Yeah.
And that's what made her demons even worse.
Yes. But I mean,
that whole album that made her famous was the result of a breakup.
Yeah.
And like it's all about depression and a breakup. So it's like she can credit all that. But
rehabs and all that
But
stuff,
again, she sort of gave it sort of a more noir, sort of like jazzy sound, which was different to what most was out there, which is what caught people's imagination.
Yeah.
And like much more so than, what is the latest, I'm trying to think of some stand-up pop singer, but like whoever was getting airplay at that time.
I have no clue.
Lots of people.
Yeah.
Lots of I want to date myself.
They're
if I
all
mention like the
interchangeable.
Britney Spears or the Christina Aguilera's, I don't think they were really relevant any longer at that point.
I think it was Mandy Moore time.
Yeah. Of course.
It's all the same era.
I give her credit. She said that anyone who bought her first album should get a refund.
Yeah.
Which I thought was freaking brilliant.
Yeah.
Not the album, her statement.
Yeah, it is. I mean, she doesn't go by.
Major
She doesn't
props.
stand
Major
by
props.
what
Major props, Mandy.
Yeah.
No, but she doesn't say, because she understands. She was like 15, 14, whatever, and they just sort of wrote these songs.
Yeah, they wrote a song.
But it's the thing,
here, it's,
you can
sex
squirt
symbol.
out these songs so easily. You can just be like,
yeah.
like, oh, I love baby. Like, I'm losing you, baby. I love you, baby. That's me.
But I mean, that's the whole thing. You think of any Backstreet Boys song. Yes, I went that far back.
90s. Date yourself.
No, even the 80s, like late 80s. Tiffany song. It's all whatever.
New Kids on the Block.
Yeah, New Kids on the Block. You got All in Sync and O-Town and 98 Degrees. That's all they sang about. Because that's, you don't expect them to sing anything serious.
DMX, What These Bitches Want.
Yeah.
It's a love song of sorts.
Yeah. I mean, that's what you said. It doesn't matter what genre. They've all had it.
Yeah,
other than, I can't
everything.
think of anything like heavy metal, like really, whatever, other than like what I don't call heavy metal, Evanescence.
Dude, I would not put it.
They're not metal.
Like,
but
at best,
some people will put them in the
industrial.
rock metal. I'm looking, they're not even close to it.
Rock, large. Again, it falls on a big ass umbrella of alternative.
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
some weird ass industrial rock, pop industrial rock version.
But I mean, there's like, other things that are under the metal genre, like Arch Enemy or whatever, with female singers who are
Sevenfold.
very, yeah. But I mean, there's female singers who like are very operatic and very whatever, and so they sing about like love and stuff. I don't consider that metal. I don't consider that rock. I think that's interesting, like mismatch, I guess.
Well, it's
of things. They're trying to put a heavy thing with some operatic, classical, but I don't call it metal.
Well, the interesting thing they always say is like when it comes to like what makes something rock music, what makes it pop music. A lot of times it's the bass.
Yeah,
and I know for a lot of people like that seems simplistic because if you just look at the lyrics of a lot of rock songs, you can take that song and add
change it,
reduce the bass, put in more of a dance track sound, and you've got a pop song. Yeah, you've got a popular pop, and not just any pop song. You got a bubblegum pop song.
Yeah,
like
a lot of
it's not even like, and it's not even like for people who are like, oh, this is a die hard. This is a
Die Hard.
This is a die hard rock song.
I think your European is coming out.
My German's coming out.
Yeah. You're Die Hard. You're hoarded.
Yeah, it's all about the die hard death metal and the heavy metal, and that is all that we listen
The
to.
KDM.
It's like the fucking KD. I share a name with the lead singer.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It took longer than expected for that reaction.
Kind of may hide for the midnight. So the name is an acronym, an initialism, but so it's like a lot of these songs though, like it is really just a matter of volume, but a lot of them like. And this is like with people who are like die-hard fans of the genre. Yeah, they don't seem to get it. Like the themes are interchangeable. Yeah, you're just arguing over volume here. Yeah, like that's like the thing. Because if you just read the lyrics, well, here's maybe a few swear words.
Yeah, but here's the thing. You can take quite a few metal songs or rock songs, slow them down, turn them into ballads. Pretty easy. Mm-hmm. It's hard as hell to turn in a pop song into a metal song. Mm-hmm. It's like, oh no, speed it up, give it more roughness. Well, that's the thing. And there's some of them. Yes, you can, if you're really talented and really able to rearrange it, not really do the same damn song, then yeah, you can maybe make it work. But it is hard as hell. You can take like a lot of.
It's always easier to dilute something, though.
Yeah,
it's easier to dilute something than it is to sort of
Yeah.
Like I don't want to say raise it up because it makes it seem like the rock genre is like so much higher.
Yeah.
And I don't want to give that impression.
No,
to anybody. Like what I mean is like it's easier to
soften
make it
than
softer than make it harder.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times once you make it harder, you
unless
really
it's
have
an
to
egg,
change it up.
it's hard to make hard.
Yeah. It's like it's my own genre, hard boiled rock. I take all the corniest pop songs you can imagine and I turn them into death metal tunes.
Yeah, that sounds like something.
Yeah.
I'll jump on that one.
Yeah. Well,
Hard boiled rock. I like it.
The logo is just gonna be an egg.
An egg with a small crack in it or something.
Yeah, it's just like the little egg sitting on like one of those little egg cups, like a little spoon hitting on it. You got hard-boiled rock, son. And then once you turn the poppy song into hard-boiled rock song, it's like you've been hard-boiled.
Yeah, I think we should start that.
We've just stumbled on patent pending.
Yeah,
anybody that makes money off of this going forward, if I see it popping up, I will sue the shit out of everybody.
Yeah. Hey, first heard here.
First heard here. Saints of Blasphemy original.
Oh yeah.
Peanut Desk production.
Peanut Desk Studio.
Yeah, production.
Bad Year Records production. Yeah. I like it. Way off topic on that one, but anyway.
Yeah. Do you think though that this makes it sort of seem like this is why, like we always talk about, like, the musicians who sing the songs get like all the credit, because when we had like the whole Grammy episode, we were like, oh, these musicians get there's a whole team behind the scenes that you don't know about that don't get any recognition.
Yeah.
But do you think it's because of reasons like this that like songwriters outside of like the people who pay them to write the songs for them, they don't really, by the general crowd, they don't really get like the main thing, because a lot of people, to a lot of people, they're like, if you actually read the lyrics for a lot of these songs, especially the ones that make a lot of money and get a lot of airplay, a lot of people are like, you just kind of took a theme that's really common, that's like mimics all the other songs, and you made it rhyme with some new words. You found the 36,000 rhyme for love, dove, glove, sob, cove, and then you mix it all together in a blender, and there you go.
Yeah. But I mean, I've said it before. I believe I've said it on one of the podcasts. Since you brought up the Grammy episode, there are tons of people behind the scene who get no recognition, and the people who actually write the songs. Mm-hmm. Half of the time, unless you are in the music scene and you actually follow it all and you read up behind it, you don't know who the hell wrote that song. You think the artist who sung it wrote the song. Mm-hmm. And it's some Joe Schmo, sitting in a freaking room getting paid just to like, okay, I need 27 pop songs out by tomorrow. Okay.
It's a group of Norwegians chained to typewriter.
That's all they do is they just write the lyrics and they're like, oh, here you go. There's a song. They write the thing and then boom. Oh, we got this thing. We need lyrics to it. Okay, here's a tune. Okay, there's a song. That's all they do. And so unless you really follow it, you're not going to know like, oh, this person actually wrote the song and I like following this songwriter because this one actually has a whole whatever more theme to it that I agree with or whatever. That's just like, oh no, Taylor Swift wrote that song. Like, no, she didn't. This person wrote it, gave it to her, and then it goes from there. But yes, Taylor Swift does write songs.
She just wrote some songs. I doubt anybody wrote this last song.
Yeah, but I mean, yes, I'm sure she's been given songs to write. Yes, she has written multiple songs. I'm not going to take that away from her. But I'm damn sure every single song she's ever sung, she hasn't written. I'm damn sure about that. And it's impossible for her to get away with not having someone else write her some songs, just because that's just the way it works.
That's just how.
Just like saying NSYNC wrote every single one of theirs.
Okay. No, we know that's not true. Like that's just like not even they would.
Yeah, no.
I don't even think like the most ardent defender of NSYNC, Chris Kirkpatrick, would come in here and be like, no, we wrote all. Of course you didn't, because again, it's interchangeable with all the other pop songs that were under the Jive label, or they were under the or the one before that even. What's his name? Lou Pearlman, was it?
Lou Pearlman.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, it's like the one that gets sued by everybody because he ends up being a corrupt bastard.
Because he started every single boy band out there.
Yeah, but they all leave him because he's a crook.
Yeah.
Well, every single thing. I mean, he went to jail a couple of years back.
Oh, yeah.
As I know.
Yeah.
Because he was a crook.
Yeah.
He's a comment. He's the modern day colonel.
But anyway, okay. I got sidetracked. I actually had a thought in my head.
Yeah.
We're talking about love, like, as a major theme, and more talking about modern music. And yes, it goes all the way back.
Sinatra.
60s, goes Sinatra, goes whatever. It's actually gone way before that as well. Go back to Mozart, go back to Beethoven, all of them. Some of them, their whole thing was about, love and themes. There's no lyrics, but the way it's written, it's a love song. It's a ballad, You don't have to have lyrics for it to be a love song. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, theme...
operas have like a whole narrative to them.
Yeah. But, I mean, that the thing is, the theme of love, just as in general to write for, goes back, beginning of time, in a sense. Mm-hmm. So it's not just like, oh, no, well, it's more modern things, 80s, 70s, 60s. It's like, no, go back 1800s.
You go back to BC time, you'll find like the plays that were put on, like more like, let's say, lyrical plays that were put on by the ancient Greeks that deal with the topic of... Oh, but I'm saying like it's a universal theme in a sense, and that's why it gets just like we can't just be like, well, it's an easy out, which is in some cases like depending on what the song is. Yeah, it's an easy way to produce 100 songs in 1 year, sort of, like we package the same crap over and over again. Like, and I'm talking about not any particular artist, but like a studio that has multiple artists on it that they need to produce songs for it. It's like, you sing about losing love, you sing about gaining love, you sing about your high school crush, you sing about
it's whoever has the best voice for that style.
What fits. And so it's easy for them. But the reason again why, and look, it's not that the public is stupid and they eat anything up, because a lot of these things are forgettable and they never make it. How many songs are produced that nobody ever even wants to listen to? Like it's a lot of times the ones that do make it, there is some kind of talent behind it. Yeah. A lot of time, not always. Calm down. No. Don't try listening to me all the shitty ones. I'm fully aware. But a lot of times, like, there's a reason why even if an artist starts producing shitty songs on the same theme that they were producing before, in the early on when they got recognition, it's because they actually had a certain talent, even if it's just the sound of the voice. Not so much about what they sing, because a lot of times people don't really pay attention to what it is you're talking about. They'll listen to like the theme of it and they'll be like, that really resonates with me. But like it's the whole combination of things. It's the way the music is composed that hits you, because you can put together a song that says the exact same thing, but if it's done if the music doesn't really flow,
if it's not the right artist, it's not going to make it.
It's going to fall flat, and you're going to be like, "What the hell?"
And I think it's been done before. There's certain songs that have been made or remade with a different artist, and it became a hit. And before, you never even heard it, in a sense. Or if you heard it once and it's kind of like, it was okay. Then you hear the new person singing, you're like, oh hell yeah, that's a freaking awesome song. And they didn't do anything other than different singer, It's not like, we rearranged the music, we did a whole new. It's like, no, it's just, this person sang it before, now I'm singing it. Yeah, someone didn't change anything else.
There is a range within certain songs have a vocal range that not everybody can hit. Yeah, and sometimes it doesn't. Like if you listen to so many artists did a Working Class Hero by John Lennon, not every one of them is as good as the other. Some did a really good job, and some people says like John Lennon is the only one that did a good job. I disagree with that. Like I'm a Lennon fan, and I disagree with that. There have been artists that have done pretty good versions, and a lot of them are good for different reasons. Yeah, because they'll sing it in a way. I think the way you go wrong is where you try to mimic what the other person did. Like you try to make your voice fit the original. Yeah. A lot of times that falls flat just because it's impossible. It's like when you try to copy someone's handwriting. Like it's usually off by a bit. Or by a lot. Like it's noticeably somebody else's work. Yeah. And so people can tell, like usually it's better to make it your own. Yeah. That's just like if you're going, and then say you're going to you're paying homage to it. You're not stealing. You're saying it's not my song. I'm paying homage to it, but I made it my own. And a lot of people are more forgiving, unless you're like really suck at it.
Like Metallica.
Like Metallica, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
You
They
see-
suck. Every cover they've ever tried, and I think I've said it before, sucks.
Everyone,
Everyone.
every last one.
Yes.
I thought you liked cover songs.
I do like cover songs, but not Metallica's.
not Metallica's.
They suck. Hell, there's songs that have gotten covered are better than their songs.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Are you going to say that Avril Lavigne's cover of a Metallica song was better than Metallica?
She covered Metallica?
I think they had like this weird, commemoration thing from Metallica.
Icons?
On like one VH1.
Yeah, Icons, Metallica.
Yeah.
Where Korn beat the crap out of Metallica's song. They made it sound a hell of a lot better. I think they did one or something. And it was like, that's how it's supposed to be played, bitches. Damn,
Mic
Metallica
drop.
don't know nothing.
Mic drop.
Hell, I think they did a really good cover of The Wall.
Yeah, Korn's actually, a lot of people would
Yeah.
say like, you can't touch Pink Floyd for anything, but actually I thought Jonathan Davis did a good job with that.
Yeah.
But again, it's probably because it's closer to what I would listen to anyway.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm much more accepting of things.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
whereas
yeah.
some people will be like if you don't like that kind of music anyway, you're gonna shit on it.
Yeah.
Which is fine. You're perfectly entitled to shit
Oh,
on
yeah,
it if
yeah,
you want to. I really don't care. Like you're not gonna hurt my feelings by insulting any Korn or anybody else. I don't
Yeah.
give a fuck.
And they have written love songs.
Yes, they have, and if you listen to it, it is. But and a lot of times here's the thing, depending on who the artist is, even though the theme is the same, as I was saying, it changes the mood.
Yeah.
Depending on what it is. Like it changes the atmosphere of it. And that's why a lot of times when I say like, you can just take, change the volume, change the bass, change whatever, and you go from one genre to the next.
Oh, yeah.
But you change the entire feel of it too. So it's going to appeal to a crowd regardless of what the topic actually is. It's going to appeal to the crowd that it wouldn't have otherwise. Like it's going to appeal to a crowd more, for instance, like if you could take a song that's about your ex-boyfriend and have Blondie sing it and then have, Mandy Moore circa 1999 sing it.
Yeah.
And you're going to get a whole different vibe and a whole different respect from the audiences. Like the people that would commemorate Blondie would not commemorate Mandy Moore for the exact same song. Or Joan Jett or anybody like that, because they're given a lot more respect within the harder crowds. Even like you can listen to Joan Jett and the Black Hearts.
Oh yeah,
a lot of the lyrics. It wouldn't be that different than what Britney Spears produced. Like at least towards the tail end of her musical career, like in the late 2000s, that whole decade, a decade ago. Like a lot of the themes verged on similar things. Just like I said, like if you look at the Beatles, the earlier stuff, they're a poppy boy band. It's what it would be in that category. Like the only reason you give it more respect than you do to like One Direction is because you know what the Beatles became eventually. Like they became legendary.
One Direction was on the track.
Yeah. The thing is though, like, but if you look at the earliest time, like what they're singing about, it's because that was the theme at the time, and that was a really prevalent theme. Like we talked about Elvis last time, who really captured the imagination of the youth. But here's the thing, we always say like the youth drives the market as much as old timers and us who will be old timers pretty soon, or, another decade or two, like. As much as like we bitch and complain about the music of the young drive the market because they consume so much of it at such a volume that we can't keep up with it. And these are the things that they care about. They care about the crush and the breakup and finding your true love and like idealistic things about romance like that.
Yeah.
Because that's where their mind is at. They don't give a shit about, like sometimes they do, but for the most part, the majority of them, they don't give a shit about like the really complicated, nuanced, socio-political commentary in a song.
Yeah.
Like not on that level. Like not that a lot of older people give a shit about that either.
No.
But
they want to listen to like Patti LaBelle and old stuff.
Look, people always go
back
on
when the greats were great.
Yeah. Back when they walked with giants.
Jeez.
People will talk about it and like, oh, you sound like Frank Sinatra. It's like, that's real music. You gotta listen to that.
The Rat Pack, yeah.
Yeah, but if you listen to his lyrics, there's nothing really overly amazing in the lyrics. Like
it's about as good as Cher and Sonny.
I
got you, babe. I got you, babe.
I think there was more personality driven. This one is like anything goes. At least for Sonny.
Time.
Do the T-Rex as he.
I can't do it. I have the monkey on me.
Yeah, so it's just like people. I think when it comes to something that they like, they'll defend it to like a certain. They'll pretend it's greater than it really is, as far as like the complexity of it. They're like, oh, there's something deeper going on here. But the reason you're saying it is because it resonates with you. Like you're gonna excuse some songs, some love songs for being, even though they're as generic as the other ones, but because they either fall into the genre that you like, or because they, it's sung in a way that appeals to you, your musical taste, you'll give it a pass as opposed to a song that says the exact same thing, touches on the same common theme that all the other ones do, but it's not done in a way that you prefer. So you're like, oh, that's all just generically made by the industry and all that other stuff. Yeah, just like again,
I prefer the Coneheads version than Manson's.
Sometimes I feel I got to.
Sorry, it just popped in my head.
Apropos of nothing.
But anyways, but yes.
Yeah. So do you think that there's because a lot of people say like, well, people are now more exposed to things, people are more aware, people are more, let's say, involved on a deeper level in some sense. People say that. I'm not saying I agree with that. Do you think that we're going to see more complex, more variety in the themes of music?
No.
That's going to hit a mainstream level. I know the variety is out there.
No. See, it's always going to be the same thing. Same themes. No matter what, no matter how old you get, the music stays the same in the genre style for what makes money. It's dealing with love, dealing with matters of the heart in a sense. You're not going to really make money if you're going out there doing songs of depression, like I said before. It's very hard to make a song be a hit.
Even that can fall into love.
No. I mean, actually dealing with straight like depression and only, whatever. Because any song that goes out there is going to be really sad. Yeah. People are going to feel sad and not want to hear it. Or people are going to use it for, bad situations like suicide and things like that. So that's why a lot of songs aren't written as a sad song, other than like, oh, my, heart's broken and I, want to have some love, in a sense, or whatever, or crying over a beer or whatever. Damn country people.
But see, I feel like there's a part of me that feels like there's a bit of a double standard there, because a lot of times people say like, if the song, let's just stick in that one theme, love.
Yeah.
If it's more of a darker, depressed song, say, oh, that's real. If it's more upbeat, then that's kind of fake.
Yeah.
But why don't people experience joy occasionally in their life? So why are we discounting the joyful themes or topic, but we identify more with the depressed theme as being more real, as being more fake? Is it because when we're in a certain state of mind, we want to hear the depressed thing, we don't want to hear any joy?
Yeah. Well, it's the thing is that you feel more sadness throughout your love life,
or at least you'll remember it more.
Or you remember it more than you do the happiness, harder. The joy and everything, and so it feels fake. It in a sense you feel the joy, like the happy songs, when you first fall in love. When you're first feeling that, like you said, the butterflies, that's your most pop songs, like, oh yeah,
that's when you want to hear that.
And then it after a week or so, that feeling kind of goes away. You still have happiness or whatever. But then you go into this kind of just like you just want to hear love songs or just songs, not really really poppy, not depressed. But the further you are in a relationship or whatever, you start hearing it too much, and you're like, well, I don't need all that joy. It's annoying. It's fake. It's, I want to hear something true. And so you hear that longing for something else.
Right, but
and I think that's just human nature, because if you're stuck in one thing for long enough, you're going to long for something else. No matter how happy you are. Yeah, no matter how happy you are. You may be with, the person that you want to spend the rest of your life with, or you may be at a job that you freaking love. But there's always that little spot. There's something somewhere else. It's just like, well, maybe, So that's the whole, the whole question in a sense, which is a whole nother theme that I guess is kind of in music too. There's the maybe, what ifs,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's. It certainly plays a big role as far as like dictating how people will respond, situations, music, or anything else that's happening. And I think a lot of times, we always sort of go live in the moment that we're in, and it discounts the other moment. So if we, we can have all the joyous times that we want with someone, and that's when we want to hear all those, happy songs. Then something happens, the relationship, goes bad, breaks up. Then that experience voids. It's like we feel like, even though like the other ones, even though it's one moment as opposed to, dozens of happy ones. That one moment, because we're in it right now, invalidates everything else. And now we want to hear those. But the same thing go the other way. You can be like, oh, I'm depressed and lonely, depressed and lonely, depressed. Then you meet somebody that you have this joyous times. Then within that moment, everything all those sad songs that fulfilled you to your core. Suddenly, no, I want to hear that. I want to hear all that happy stuff about finding your true love and all that. And then, of course, once that goes out, then you want to go back to the other thing. So, like, a lot of times, I think people place too much emphasis in defining themselves based on what exactly. In having these things defined, then we're like, you're more versatile than that. Like, you're more, like, it's much more situational. Like, do you think, though, that, and I guess we can finish up on this thought, do you think that people, though, allow music to dictate their emotions too much? Like they're too susceptible by it? Because people can go from like happy to depressed, even nothing's happened to you. Like nothing's happened to your life. You're like, oh, I'm feeling pretty good. Then you hear a song that talks about, I miss my ex because like it was the best thing I had with him. And then you're like, yeah, I guess my ex was pretty good.
Like
even though like it didn't even enter your mind before you heard
that's the thing, is music is so influential that it's.
But do you think that's a good thing or just unavoidable? Like not good or bad?
It's just unavoidable. That's the thing. I mean, if it's a good song, it's going to influence you, good or bad.
It's going to bring up thoughts.
It's going to do something. It may make you. I'm not saying, it's going to turn you from really happy to sad. No, you could be happy, and it can make you happier. It could be like you're just kind of like a long day, and you're just like, man, I just want to relax for a minute. And you hear a nice song, and you just feel yourself getting some more energy. You're like, oh, hey, yeah, let's do this. We can go. Yeah, So music is really influential. I mean, I've heard songs that, I'm just like bored or whatever. I'm just kind of there. I'm not happy, sad, nothing. And I'm hearing a song, and my foot just starts going. I'm like, I really like this tune. This beats is just something about it. It's like, yeah, feeling good. And then it ends. I'm like, okay. That was fun.
For the moment, it's going to influence you. That's why.
But there are certain things, like sometimes you'll be in a certain mood or whatever, and something's going to influence you, and it dictates the rest of your day. Your day gets brighter, it gets sadder, it gets whatever, And there's those just like for the 3 minutes the song is on, you're like, oh yeah, and then there's like, next song sucks. Find another one. I need to find the one that matched the other one. Come on.
I want to keep this. I want to keep this high going. I want to keep this emotional high.
And so that's the thing, is there's points to where you can be listening to something, get your hopes up, and then the next song is going to drop you down. You're like, oh man. And then the next song you kind of beat you back to where you were. You're like, okay, I think I'll stop there. I'm about middle ground. But you're hoping to hear that happy song again or something. Right. The thing to get you going. Fast songs or a little bit more upbeat's going to get you moving. A little bit more groove's going to get you feeling good, So, and then you have that, and then you have your slower song is supposed to relax you. Although some people do have the opposite reaction. Like I can fall asleep to metal. Like, yeah, relax. Right. And I'll hear like classical, really soft stuff. I'm like, oh, so beautiful. Oh, I'm just excited from it, you know? So, you know, we have weirdos like that.
Yeah. I mean, definitely it's gonna, like, it's like you know, we talked about how like so a lot of people like they use songs to challenge whatever crap they're going through in their life, but a lot of times it also can have we shouldn't discount the fact that it also makes a lot of people feel more lively, more joyful, you know, and then the song stops and you realize Trump is still president and then you're back to being depressed. I brought it back in.
Damn Trump, freaking I can't stand that guy. I'm telling you, impeachment. It's gonna happen. It has to happen.
You put a deadline.
Yeah, it's the 1 year mark. 1 year mark. See. That's where I'm at. I mean,
we'll see.
It has to happen. That dude's a freaking idiot. He has to be freaking taken out. There's multiple. I'm not the only one that freaking believes that.
Impeached, taken out of the office.
Just taken. Not any other way. Just impeached, out of the office. No more freaking anything from that guy. Just get him out. Can't stand him.
Yeah, no.
Damn you.
And I'm sure when the day comes, there will be many Joyce odes played.
Oh hell, I will freaking play the celebration.
And if it doesn't happen, we'll get to see you. We'll get to hear your depressed song.
Yeah.
On it, your depressed country song about how you've lost the love for your country.
Oh god, yeah.
All right, we'll end it on that, both possibly joyous and possibly sad ending. We'll leave it vague like that, and let you determine which way it goes.
Yeah.
All right, catch you guys next time.
All right, guys. See ya.